Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are continuing our discussion about The Chosen, this beautiful TV series that was brought to my attention one night when I was sleeping. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I just need some inspiration because I can't sleep at night most of the time. And I literally came across The Chosen. Usually I try to find guided meditations by Abide, which is Christian related. And I came across The Chosen in the middle of the night, which is a huge blessing, and it literally touched my heart. Here we are on episode 5. The first 4 were free. Before, when I had downloaded the app, so if you're interested, you're like, what are you talking about, Corinne? I'm intrigued just a bit. This is a series about Jesus, and it's absolutely beautiful. You guys, it's not preachy. It tells the story about Jesus and the people that he touched in their lives and a lot of his disciples, I believe. Okay, so please watch my other episodes so that you can kind of get an idea of what's kind of happening here. But from 5 to 8, I had the option to either share or pay it forward. And I had already shared a whole bunch before episode 5. And I was kind of thinking, uh-oh, what am I going to do? Because who am I going to share it with now that might not be a person that would be interested in the same things that I'm interested in? So I put it off just a little bit. Then I went back today, and for some reason it said, watch now, and then pay it forward. So I just, okay, fine, watch now. I clicked it, and then Dallas Jenkins, the director, had a little spiel right beforehand, and he said that someone had basically paid it forward so that I could watch, or we could watch the rest of the season. He said that you'll be able to see who paid it forward for you, and I honestly could not. So I don't understand how this is working for me in my life. Maybe some general person just paid enough money forward that people in America could watch it in general, or someone paid it forward for me, and I have no idea how to figure out who it is. So if it's someone that I know, and you did this for me, wait, let me try this word again. Anonymously. Well, thank you. Oh my gosh, you touched my soul and my heart. That's a whole nother thing that they're doing. Regardless of if it's someone that you know or if it's someone that you don't know, someone's paying it forward and doing something kind and sweet for others without taking credit. Anyways, so we're going to move forward with that. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, you guys, please go to the Play Store app. I will attach the link down below so that you can start watching these episodes, because I'm pretty sure they're free all the way till episode 8, and there's 8 episodes total, and they're working on season 2 right now. This show is phenomenal. It touches your heart. It tugs on every inch of your soul. There's different characters: Simon, Mary Magdalene. Oh my goodness, and it goes on forward. So many characters that literally you connect with on so many different levels. So in episode 5, it's pretty cool because you see, in the very beginning, you see Jesus as a little boy, and then they introduce you to Mary and Joseph. Just for a brief moment, we'll see how that goes moving forward. And then you see John, who is imprisoned in jail, and he's talking to Nicodemus. And John tends to know more about the Messiah than Nicodemus does. And that is actually truly very fascinating to me. Later on in the episode, John says something really cool. Jesus is here to awaken the earth, and some will not want to be woke. Another thing that I found interesting about that is Nicodemus is a scholar. He's a scholar of the Bible. And you have John here, who is in jail, and we know that he is homeless. So the dynamic between a man that is in jail and who was homeless prior to that, and then you have Nicodemus, who is a biblical scholar, and he's learning about Jesus through John and also Mary Magdalene. But what I love about Nicodemus is that he wants to know, and he will know. He's asking John, he's asking Mary, and he's taking it all in. And I'm telling you, Nicodemus is going to turn around. So then you see Simon, and he's talking to his wife, and they have the most adorable relationship. I mean, they have a great relationship. She was very upset with him because he was basically lying to her and keeping secrets and that sort of thing. But he finally confessed to her, and he was telling her, about when he met the Messiah. Jesus had said to him, you don't need to catch fish anymore. What you're going to do now is you're going to catch people. So basically, Simon is saying to Eden, I just want to give it all up and follow Jesus. I no longer want to try to catch fish. I'm going to say goodbye to the sea. and he's going to throw everything that he's worked for away to follow Jesus. And what Eden says is, okay, he says to her, he says, Eden, this isn't going to be easy. And she says, well, Simon, when has anything ever been easy for us? And for me, that resonates with myself and my husband. And I love that because Sean and I both have said that exact statement to each other. When has it ever been easy? But we're always going to support each other. And I just loved that moment. And then you see Simon and his brother Andrew coming together with the chosen people so far with Jesus. This is actually fascinating because they're bickering about how they should behave around Jesus. And quite honestly, that's how we all are. We're all like, this is how we should be. You need to do this, you need to do that, and you need to do this to be accepted by Jesus. But in all honesty, in this show anyways, Jesus has already chosen them. He accepts them exactly for who they are. And then you see this guy, I think there's two James. And the one James is up in a tree. He's literally up in a tree being all quirky and stuff. And, Jesus talks about, well, there's two James, how shall I call you? There's two James. But anyways, the moral of the story in that regard for me is that Jesus has already accepted you. You can be exactly who you are. You can be exactly who you are. You don't have to be anything different. Now, they're getting ready for a wedding. The entire episode 5 here is revolving around a wedding. The mom of the son that's getting married is very humble. She's very kind. She has a very positive attitude, and she's friends with Mary, Jesus' mom. And the daughter, her parents are very rich and have a very condescending attitude about things. They're very judgy. They are, how do I want to say, money and like all that success and all that stuff is what's important to them. And you really see how humble this Dinah is, the mom of the son that's getting married. And it's interesting to see that dynamic. So they are getting ready for this wedding. Jesus ends up coming to the wedding because, like I said, Mary, Jesus' mother, is connected to this Dinah. One of the parts of the episode is surrounding around wine, and they end up having so many people at this party that they don't have enough wine. And Mary goes to Jesus and she says, you know what, I really need you to supply more wine. There's too many people and there's not enough wine, and I need you to do this for me. And Jesus says, it's not time yet though. It's really just not time for me to reveal who I am. And she's like, please, Jesus. And it's just so cute because, she is his mom, so he's going to do anything he can for her. And the young man who is supplying the alcohol, his name is Thomas. And he becomes in contact with Jesus. And Jesus asks him to fill up the stone jugs with water so that he can then, of course, turn it to wine. What's really interesting is that in conversation, Jesus actually says Thomas's name, and they have never met. So Thomas is then kind of like, what? But they have been, Thomas is kind of arguing with Jesus at that point, but Jesus says, will you follow me? Follow me. So here is Thomas, being argumentative with Jesus, being a little bit stubborn, and Jesus asks him to follow him. But one of the things that I think is really, really cool is that one of the disciples is talking to Mary Magdalene. And as Jesus is turning the water into wine, and he goes ahead and he decides to do that, he is talking about a blacksmith. And he's basically using the analogy. He says, when a blacksmith wants to change the design, he puts the iron back in the fire to change that design. And it's a long journey of transformation, but it'll never be the same. And it can't be undone. And it's, he's speaking that as Jesus is turning the water to wine. And I just really love that because that is profound in a lot of people's lives when they make a decision for themselves. But then when you get here to the end, you start to see that people are coming together. And one of the things that I love about Simon is at this point now, he's all in for Jesus. And he's like, you know what, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. Let's do this. And I love it. Another message that I got from this is that Jesus is fun. He's fun. He's fun. And he's not judgy. Just saying. So please watch the episodes of The Chosen. Please do. If you love Jesus, you will not regret this, okay? And with that, you guys, I hope you have something to take with you for the rest of this week. If you feel up to it, comment down below. Let me know if you watched The Chosen. Let me know what you think of the series. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. I really appreciate your time. I hope that you subscribe. Check out our playlist if there's something that suits you. We appreciate your time. Have a blessed rest of your week, you guys. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, we'll talk about episode 6. Okay, bye-bye.